I'm Julia. I'm currently in my third year studying a BA Honours in Textile Design. I've studied textiles through GCSE and A-level, and I've mainly created garments. I have done some interiors work as well. I've entered many competitions whilst being at university, including the Bradford Textile competition, and we've currently won an award as a course for the Wonderful Weavers grant that they give us, which has allowed us to get lots more equipment. The inspiration for my piece has come from Leonardo da Vinci's anatomical drawings. So looking at the sepia tones that his old pictures do have, now that they've aged, tendons, muscles, bones, and the contrast between different textures and different flexibilities in my work. I've been looking into structural knitting for quite a few months now. My previous project was based on insects and looking at microscopic images of butterfly wings, and the structures in there really interested me. So I looked into it a little bit further and came up with quite a few structural knit designers, and some of their things were just amazing, and I'd love to have been able to try and recreate that. So I put that into my own style and came across Leonardo da Vinci's anatomical drawings and just immediately got ideas for garments, for samples of fabrics, and that said a lot to me that I perhaps should use them in my work. Someone that's followed me throughout fashion is Vivienne Westwood. I've loved her since I very first started doing my GCSEs in textiles. The very first piece that I made was a punk cushion inspired by her, and I love her work. I follow it all the way through, and in a way she's inspired my work. She doesn't just create a dress from a pattern, she looks at the silhouette and she manipulates the fabric in a way that is like no other designer that I've ever seen. High street fashion has been influenced now by pop musicians such as Lady Gaga, Rihanna or Katy Perry, that are wearing very much avant-garde clothes and that are standing up for what they believe in and expressing themselves through their clothes. And this is now related onto the high street, so more and more individuals are able to express themselves through clothes that are as diverse as they are, and I wanted to make my work relate back to that with my sculptural pieces. The recession at the moment has created a new type of fashion. This is called disposable fashion. This is companies such as Primark that are creating clothes that are so cheap and so poorly made with really bad materials that people aren't seeing it as a long-term investment in their clothing. They will buy a garment, for example, take it on holiday with them for say 2 weeks and leave it there just to be put in the bin. Getting into the fashion industry is a very difficult thing to do. It's so cutthroat in the business, but I didn't come to university for getting into the fashion industry. I came because university is an experience to be had, and I wanted to do something that I enjoyed and getting a degree in what I enjoyed. So I adored textiles throughout my GCSEs and A-levels, and I thought, why not come to university and do it? And it's been able to give me a boost into a possible line of industry that I know that I love and that I will love for a long time to come. So with the rise in tuition fees at the moment with universities, I think quite a lot of people are worried about, is it really viable going to my course? And I think that when you're going on to a creative course, you have to bear into consideration the materials you're going to need for it. So if you're paying £10,000 a year for your tuition, but you're still having to pay another £5,000 for your materials, particularly in fashion where you have to buy all the fabrics yourself, I think you've got to bear that into consideration. But university is an experience to be had, and I don't think that you should let something as little as money come into the question when it comes to your life, basically.